Hey, second grade, Miss Thomas here. Our essential question for this week is how do people get along? Our unit is talking about cooperation, which means working together. So part of working together is getting along, okay? Sometimes we might have problems. We might have a hard time with somebody else or working with somebody else. Have you ever had a problem with a friend? Maybe you were trying to decide what game to play, or if you wanted to play basketball or soccer, kickball or foursquare, and you couldn't decide. That can feel like a problem, and you have to figure out how to work together and problem solve and meet in the middle so you can make a decision. Otherwise, you end up feeling frustrated and disappointed. So that's a good skill to practice is working together and listening to the other person. We're going to read a story today and we're going to see if we can get another example of how to work together, how to get along, since that's our essential question. So go ahead and plop that question up in our brain, plop it up there. How do people get along? And let's see if we can answer that question as we read this story, okay? So this story is called Soccer Friends. Soccer friends, just take a quick picture walk. I see some friends, some girls on a soccer field. I see a couple soccer balls. One looks like she's getting geared up. This one, she looks like she maybe has an idea. I don't know. Her face doesn't look maybe like she agrees. Let's read and see what happens in this story. All right. It says Kelly couldn't wait until soccer season. So the soccer season began. She could not be patient because she just loved racing to get to the ball. She would use her imagination to picture the ball and then she would fly towards it. Kelly practiced at home during the calm, peaceful mornings. At the first team practice, Kelly greeted her friends. She liked to chat and interact with them. Then she saw a new girl. That's Selena. She's a really fast runner, reported Kelly's friend Tara. At first, Kelly held her tongue, which means she didn't say anything. If you hold your tongue, it means you stay quiet, you don't say anything. She was worried. Why might she be worried? Why do you think she's worried? She had always been the fastest runner on the team. So that's why she was worried. She was used to being the fastest runner on the team. So she said, I can beat her. When practice started, Coach Troy had everyone line up for races. Kelly was nervous and she had butterflies in her stomach. Have you ever felt that in your stomach when you get a little nervous? Maybe you're doing something new for the first time or going to a new place and your tummy gets a little fluttery feeling. That's called nerves. You're nervous. But a lot of times people will say you have butterflies in your tummy. On your mark, get set, go! The coach shouted. Kelly ran as fast as she could, but she noticed Selena getting ahead of her. See the girls running there? So Selena was getting ahead of her. Kelly tried her best, but she could not match Selena. Later, Kelly watched as Selena entertained some girls by bouncing the ball on her head. That sounds so cool. The girls laughed, but Kelly was not amused. Why wasn't she amused, do you think? That night, Mom could tell that Kelly was upset. Can you describe what's wrong? So her mom's asking her, tell me what you're feeling. What's going on? It's always good to talk about how you're feeling because then sometimes we don't even know why we're feeling the way we're feeling. And talking about it with somebody helps us feel better and figure out why we're feeling the way we're feeling. So mom says, describe it. What's going on? What are you feeling? A new girl named Selena beat me at the race. Ugh, it stinks to get beaten, said Kelly. Oh, I know that's disappointing for you, Mom said. But it also sounds like good news for your team. Kelly thought about what her mom's words. She cared about the team, but she liked being the fastest. That's difficult. she's used to being the fast gal. She's used to being the best on the team. And all of a sudden, there's somebody new that's taking her spot. So, of course, she wants the team to do good, but also it's hurting her as a person. Her feelings are feeling kind of sad and hurt. The next practice, the team played a game. Kelly and Selena were on the same team, and Selena was goalie. So, goalie is the person that blocks the kicks. So, you try to keep it out of the net. So she quickly blocked a goal right away, Selena did. Then Kelly got the ball and she thumped it hard towards the net. She scored the winning goal. After practice, Selena said to Kelly, "Wow, you're really great." So the new girl came up to Kelly and said, "Wow, you're really good. You're good at soccer." And then Kelly said, "Thanks, so were you. I think our team can be great if we cooperate and work together," said Kelly. "I think you're right," said Selena. "I'd love to keep playing," Kelly said. "You want to come over to my house and practice?" she said. And there the girls. They high-fived each other, congratulated each other, and said, "Hey, good job, good game, good practice." And they decided what? They decided that it's better to work together. There's no reason to be competitive, especially being on the same team. You can work together and be friends and get along. All right, so I have two questions for you, and I would like you to answer them today, please. Remember, like always with our writing responses, I want to make sure you use complete, full sentences. All right, so add those details in. Make the sentence fully complete with all the parts of a sentence, and also that punctuation. You're doing so well with your writing. The capital letters at the beginning of your sentences, the periods or the exclamation marks at the end. Your writing is really, really, really nice. And I'm so proud to see your beautiful writing. So the first question is, how does Kelly learn to get along with Selena? So what does she do? How does she figure it out? Does she solve it on her own, just like that? Or does she maybe have to think about it a little bit, maybe talk to somebody and figure out what to do? What choices does she make to get along with Selena, the new girl on the soccer team? Next, I would like you to think of a time that maybe you've had a problem or an argument or a situation similar. Have you ever had this happen to you with a friend? Maybe, like we talked about, maybe a friend on a sports team or a friend at school on the playground, or maybe even a sibling in your house. Have you ever had this problem where you're feeling a little frustrated, maybe feeling a little left out, or feeling like, hey, I want to be in charge of that? Tell me about that, will you? And I want to know how you solved it. How did you get through? How did you make it work? How did you cooperate? All right, so tell me, how did Kelly get through this? How did she become friends with Selena at the end? And two, tell me about a time that something like this has happened to you and you had to work hard to get along with somebody, with a friend or a family member. Will you let me know if you have any questions? Scroll down and you'll see the story. You can replay the video if you want to hear it again. And please send me your writing in Dojo. I'd like to take a look at that. Again, let me know if you have questions. I will talk to you soon. Bye.